Hey, so I want to talk to you guys today about money taking the passion out of your passions. What I mean by that is oftentimes we will do certain things in order to reap a monetary value. And a lot of those things that we typically do are usually career driven or relationship driven in order for us to feel as though we are getting out of the relationship and or the career what it is that we want. And 9 times out of 10, it is usually related to money, or at least in my case. So I remember in the past, I would find myself being very interested in doing certain things. But because the monetary value of it wasn't where I wanted it to be, I would just say, forget those things. So I wouldn't even put myself in a position where I would even take a chance. And so that's what we're going to talk about today. And I'm just going to kind of give you guys a background on me and where it all started. So for myself, I kind of noticed that this was a kind of a routine once I got into college. When I got into college, I was in a position where obviously you pick your major and you go into what you are supposedly passionate about. And honestly, I just couldn't figure out what it was that I wanted to do because the money aspect of it also had to be a factor. And not that making money or a decent amount of money, depending on how you want to live, isn't something you should take into consideration. It's just that sometimes we leave the priority on that aspect of it, on the money aspect, rather than on what we're actually passionate about. And so I went into UT and I was like, oh, great, I'm going to be a biomedical engineer. For anybody who knows me, everybody knows I hate science. And I'm not the greatest at math, but that's what my major was going to be because I was looking at how much they made annually and I was like, okay, that's the way. But I found myself being in a position where I was constantly regretting it and hating my life because I don't like anything that they do, let alone could see myself getting up every single morning at 8 o'clock doing this. I just couldn't fathom the thought. So, I kind of noticed that was a pattern. So then I was like, okay, it is what it is. So I switched my major. I go from biomedical engineering to, I believe it was electrical engineering. Like, that's even better. So I was like, maybe if I don't have to go to school and do all the medical stuff and all the extra science stuff, I can just kind of skip a little bit to go into electrical engineering, which was no different. It was just as hard. And so after a couple of months of doing that, I just realized that honestly, I just wanted to teach. And I was like, I really enjoy teaching. I really enjoy sharing stories and I really enjoy encouraging people. However, as everybody knows, everybody thinks teachers don't make anything. You go to school all of those years and you do all of this stuff, but yeah, you're not going to make a lot of money. So I was kind of in a dilemma and I was just like, well, UT is a little, costly. And you mean to tell me once I get out of school, my 1 year salary ain't gonna cover these loans that I'm about to get? I was like, the devil is a lie. So I kind of held off on it for as long as I possibly could. So then even before going into teaching, I went from biomedical engineering to electrical engineering to psychology. I went to computer science, every single thing. And none of them fit me. And I could just hear God telling me, I told you and I called you to teach. And I was like, yeah, but the way they coins are set up, I don't know, Jesus. So I just kind of did my own thing. And I started to then realize that most of the classes that I was very successful in were my education classes because that's where my heart was. And so this video, honestly, I know it's a really small video and I'm pretty sure you guys would love for me to go into more detail. But the whole purpose of this video is that sometimes when we're passionate about things, the monetary value doesn't always match in the beginning. Oftentimes, all it takes for us to do is say yes the first time and the money will follow. And you will have doors open up for you in so many more ways when you just agree and say yes to God. But oftentimes we have money in God's place and we can't hear God's voice. So we never move. And if we do move, we move in our own right. And we're just as confused as prior to us not moving at all. And so for me, I had money so focused in my eyes, like it was right in front of me, that I was missing out on everything that I love to do on the side. All of the passion, all of the care, all of the love, everything that I yearned for, everything that made me feel whole and complete. I was missing out on it because I was so busy being focused on money. Once I actually started to learn that, it became easier for me to not necessarily look at money, but look at what it is that I wanted to do. And when I figured out that if I remove money and not idolize it and put God in his rightful place and put money where it needed to be, then I was more successful and I enjoyed it a lot more. I was a lot more humble. I was a lot more grateful. I was a lot more loving and caring because my focus was not where it wasn't supposed to be anymore. I was refocused. Like I said, I will do another video to kind of elaborate more. This is going to be a series because I feel like money is just like one of those things that is extremely long. If you want me to touch on more things, please let me know. Comment or message me or text me if you have my number, so that way I can go into more detail about the video that you want to see. Thank you so much for listening. I'll see you next time.